We're Brittany and Jeff, and this is our confession.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, Jeff and I are going to be doing a Q&A video. I had posted on Instagram that I was going to do an updated Q&A video for you guys, and so I had a bunch of you leave questions on my photo. I have not gone through them. I've seen a few here and there, but I just like to wing these kind of videos. Just flipping through the questions, you get like our raw and honest answer. He went and got me a coffee this morning. What am I drinking?
Brulee, that's the word that
caramel
I was like.
brulee latte. Did you have a hard time saying it?
I was afraid that I was going to mispronounce it because you put ampersands and
no, it just automatically did that,
and...
but when you asked me what I wanted, so thank you, honey. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll through these questions. Hopefully we're answering some questions that I never answered before, but I've done quite a few Q&As, so we're going to try and keep it new and fresh, but sorry if we go through some of the same questions. All right, so honey, what was your first impression of me or of each other when we first met?
So we met at a restaurant. I got there first, just like a minute ahead. So I walked in, it was really crowded. I turned around and I saw her, and it was a moment. It really was. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
did I have, like, was I like glowing or something?
Yeah, like it really felt that way. Honestly, it felt that way. I remember, like, you know, one of those,
like I
feelings.
actually looked like my profile picture on Mesh, and you were surprised?
Better than your profile picture.
Aww.
You know, I remember what you were wearing, and you know, you just popped. There's no other different way for me to see it. It just was a different feeling when I saw you. When we sat down, conversation just really flowed very easily. The dinner wasn't very good. We kind of made the best of it.
It was
right?
expensive.
It was expensive.
But it wasn't very good, but that's okay. I don't know.
We had a beet salad.
It was gross. It was
terrible.
so gross. I don't know whose idea that was.
It was mine.
Let's eat the beet salad. My first impression was, I've said this so many times, I walked in and I see like this man. He was so dressed. He was not dressed so nice. Like he had on, I think he just had on jeans, but then you had on like a blazer,
I had a gray.
I just remember like he looked
so
nice and so like put together, and of course we were at like a really nice restaurant. So, but when I saw him, I was just like, oh my gosh, that is a man. I don't know what I was expecting, but like I just saw him and I was like, wow. Like, where do we see ourselves in 5 years?
With 8 more kids.
For real though, for real. What is like our 5-year plan? I don't know that like we have sat down and really talked about this. I mean, in my head, there's a lot that I want to have done in 5 years.
Are we in this house in 5 years?
No, we are not in this house in 5 years. I would like to either find a house that we love that is our forever home or build our forever home. We are extremely thankful and grateful for this house, and if we had to stay here, we could stay here and make it work. Like it's not that we can't live in this house and we're not thankful for this house, but if we could afford it, we could use a bigger house just for the kids and the extra space with just like having an office. We don't have an office, and for both of us working from home right now, it would be so helpful to have an office, but we don't have that kind of space. So anyways, that's a long answer to that part of the question, but so in a different house.
In 5 years, you know, Sydney is in high school. 5 years?
She'll be a freshman in high school.
Freshman in high school, middle school, Carter, elementary school, the next 3. I mean, that's life.
I want to be, when we're done having kids in 5 years.
Gosh, I hope so.
Snip, snip, whatever. Well, our new business, as you guys have seen, if you've been following me for a little while, we are opening up our own business. It is called Pop and Play, and it is an indoor kids play place. That will be opening early 2019. So hopefully in 5 years that has just really taken off and flourished, and if it does really well, maybe branching out into other locations. It all just kind of depends on how well it takes off.
Yeah, I mean, we're really excited about it, and we're hoping for a long-term project for that. I think we both have passions that we want to continue to chase. outside of that.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
in 5 years, I still see myself on YouTube. I don't plan on going anywhere. Hopefully, YouTube is still popular and booming, and I'm still right here.
I'm still very passionate about baseball and helping athletes and parents, and so I still see myself involved with the game, not necessarily in the same capacity that I am now, but still involved with the game.
I would also really like to have paid off quite a bit of, like, we don't have a whole lot of debt, but I would like to, in 5 years, like, if we could get it all paid off, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
just throwing that in there.
Debt-free in 5 years would be great.
What does your hubby think of your Target obsession?
It's a bit ridiculous, actually. If I say something negative about Target, I get death stares. And we may be sleeping in separate rooms at the end of the night.
But
it's that bad.
But truly, I don't think you really care. I mean,
Target, you're fine. Me and you have no problems. But sometimes I get pushed to the back burner for Target, which is a little weird. No, my wife, I encourage her to go to Target. It's kind of her relaxation. She kind of walks around, does her thing, shops. It's like a stress relief.
It's therapy. I mean, they've got a Starbucks. My kids do pretty well in Target. Like, if I have to go somewhere and I need to get out of the house, that's just where we go. And if I didn't have Target, I would probably be a little bit
crankier.
Yeah. So you should be thankful for Target for being my therapy. How do you stay so calm and patient with your children?
Are we calm and patient?
Well,
I think it's a lot of deep breath moments, and I think we partner a lot. Like, I will tell her, like, look, you need to get out of the house for a little bit and just have some me time. And sometimes she'll do the same for me.
He says that the kids do better when I'm not home.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm out of here.
It's very true.
I do believe that. I believe that 100%. I think that they just listen to you better, and
they're scared of me.
But I am not always patient and calm with my kids. I try to be most of the time, but sometimes I lose my cool, and I'm human just like everybody else. I don't know. I don't want to put on a persona that I'm like a perfect mom, because I'm not.
My wife has amazing patience. She's great with our kids. She really.
I feel like I was made to be a mom, so I think that was just, I don't know, given to me. I don't know, but I do my best, but I do lose my patience more than you think.
I'm the dictator more than she is, so.
I'm getting a lot of questions about the Christmas tree on this picture, and if you guys will go to Instagram, I will link it in the stories on this picture. The Christmas tree is from Walmart, just in case you are asking.
You went to Walmart?
Yes, I went to Walmart just for the Christmas tree.
I'm reporting you to Target.
How do we keep things interesting after marriage and kids? It's easy to fall into a routine. How do we keep the fun and romance alive?
I think first is being cognizant that we're in a routine, because we'll kind of talk about it. Like, she'll come up to me and ask, "Are you okay?" If things are in a little rut at the moment, I will make a point to ask Chris to come over and watch the kids so we can have a date night.
If you don't know who Chris is Jeff's oldest son from his first marriage. It is his ex-wife's son that he pretty much adopted, and so now he's in college, but we have like a built-in babysitter where he comes over and hangs out, we get a pizza, and he watches the kids. So I think that sometimes we can tell whenever we need time together, because I get a little bit grouchy, or just like I feel like I need time alone, and that's when we know it's either gone too far or we need to get out. And thankfully we do have Chris, we do have family here.
And I will say this, something that I practice that we've never really talked about, but hug and holds. So sometimes I will just grab my wife, hold her tight, just to feel the connection, just to feel the energy, just to feel a little bit of passion,
I
holding.
was reading something yesterday about, or watching it, I think it was on Facebook, and it was saying, as far as like, somebody was saying that they could see whether or not a couple was going, like their marriage was going to thrive within 15 minutes of watching them together. And it was based upon the very small things that they do together, not the big elaborate trips or the gifts or the dates or anything like that. It was what you do in your day-to-day lives. So he is so good about coming up to me every like 20 minutes and just hugging me from behind, or pulling me close, or telling me that he loves me, or kissing me. And I need to be better about doing that for him, because it doesn't come easily to me, but it comes very easily to him. And I think it's something that keeps our marriage thriving, because I never question, like, does he love me? Because he's always saying, I love you, and always hugging me and showing me affection. And I think it just keeps us really, really close. What has been our biggest fight? I can't really think of a certain fight. Like, if you would, sometimes when he would go out of town or something, I always hate when he would go out of town. So we would kind of like, it wasn't a fight though. I don't know what you would call them. Like, I would just get upset and I didn't want him to leave, and I don't know, but I can't really think of anything. We don't fight very often.
Yeah, I don't know that we have ever, or very often, or to the point we held it long enough to say that we had an argument where we were yelling at each other. I think we have serious and stern conversations sometimes about
I think the thing is
stuff.
with us is that we're pretty good about talking about it. It doesn't really come to a fight to where we just blow up, and then, in our past relationships, we've probably experienced some fights. So with us together,
fighting was ritualistic in my previous relationship.
I think we know what a real fight probably is, and we've never had that before. We've had disagreements and arguments, but we're usually able to talk through them pretty well. How long were we dating before we introduced our kids to each other?
3 weeks. That was on me. That was on me.
I met Sydney at a Mexican restaurant, and I think Chris was there too. Was that where I met them? Yeah.
No, you met Sydney at the gym.
Okay.
Because she remembers meeting you
that's
and
right.
Carter.
Sydney has a really good memory, like creepy good. So if you, like, she remembers things from when she was born. I don't even know, but she is so good at remembering things. So, yeah, I met her at the gym. We used to work out together, and I think he brought her one day to the gym. And then, is that where her and Carter met?
That's where her and Carter met.
Okay. So, yeah, it wasn't very, very long.
Yeah.
But if I had like reservations about him or something, I wouldn't have like introduced. I didn't just like introduce Carter to random people.
I did the worst thing you could possibly do. Is I introduced her to my kids and to my parents within 3 weeks.
He drove me down 5 hours to his parents' house for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yes, I went for Thanksgiving. We had only been dating for like 3 weeks.
That's
so
how
they knew it was serious.
That's how ready I was.
What is our ideal date night?
Wine.
It used to be wine. I don't really drink wine so much anymore. I like margaritas.
Well, so our go-to date right now is really the best Mexican food and margaritas that we can find in San Antonio.
We found some pretty good Mexican restaurants with some awesome margaritas, so we like to have a couple margaritas, talk outside over food, and that is our ideal date night. Do we have similar parenting styles, or is there something you have to work really hard at?
No, we do not. No,
We do not what?
Do not have similar parenting styles. No, my wife is very loving and very giving, and I feel like I'm a loving parent. I like to touch, and I like to give hugs, and I say I love yous to my kids often. But she is a lot more tender than I am. I tend to be a little bit more irritable, especially when they're all together and running around. And as a coach, I feel like I want to have control over the situation. And when there's a lack of control because your kids are so young, it's hard to herd those cats. It's very difficult for me to keep my cool and my sanity, and I let my wife take over until the hammer needs to drop. And then I drop the hammer.
I would agree with you. I'm definitely a little bit more lenient. That's can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. But he's pretty much the hammer that, whenever the kids are misbehaving and it's come to that last straw, I'm going to have to tell Jeff when he gets home, or you're going to be in trouble later. And they know, okay, it's serious now. So we definitely do have different parenting styles, but I think that we complement each other in that. So
I think we play our roles well. I try to step back when I think that I'm probably going to be a little bit more and too overbearing. Try to let my wife handle it, and then sometimes she concedes to me when she knows that it's kind of getting too stressful for her, because I don't mind being the bad guy.
does Jeff ever get upset when you change the paint colors in your home or sell furniture when he's at work? No.
I've gotten used to coming home and something new being installed, something new coming down, new paint going up. We get 5 deliveries from Amazon daily. None of them are to me. My life is...
Okay, but that makes me sound like I have a problem, because I don't have a problem. A lot of those are stuff that I don't pay for. Their company's sending it to me. You know this.
Do I? I simply am comfortable being oblivious as to how the packages arrive at my house. Whether my wife is paying for them or one of her amazing sponsors is sending them to her, I just choose to accept that I'm not going to check.
He has never gotten mad about paint colors or... I mean, his ex-wife painted their ceilings pink, so I don't think it could get any worse than that, right?
While I was away from the house for several hours, I came back home to a pink ceiling.
And I would never do that.
Without telling me of such plans. And it was...
I would consult him of plans that drastic, but my decorating sense knows better than to paint the ceilings pink. So
emasculated is the way I felt there, so.
No, he has never gotten mad about that, and I think that's because you trust my decorating abilities, correct?
It looks great when it's done, and I trust my wife that she's going to be respectful.
Shoot, you didn't even recognize a Christmas tree the other day sitting in the living room.
It was sitting there for 20 minutes and I didn't even notice it.
I said, how do you like the Christmas tree? And he was like, huh? I didn't even notice it. Okay, so a lot of questions about our business. It says, are we running our new business ourselves? How hard was the process of starting our own business? How are things going? Any progress?
So right now they are doing construction on the space itself. The previous tenant had been there for 25 years and it was a dry cleaning service. So wires, it was basically, it looked industrial. It looked like...
You can just imagine, like, if you've been in a space for 20 years, no matter where you are, it needs some fixing up. And also for what we're doing, like, it needs to be extremely nice, and they have to add another bathroom, fix the existing bathroom, just a lot of like structural things that need to be fixed. As far as the rest of it goes, once the renovations and stuff like that are done, they will give us the keys, and then we get to go in and make the space ours. So that will involve me decorating the space, putting in all of the structures and stuff like that. We have a lot of work ahead of us, but right now we're just kind of in the in-between period. It's not like a franchise or anything. We came up with this on our own. We will eventually hire people to work there, so that we're not there 24/7 or anything, but initially, like, we wanted to get off on the right start. How did you feel about me starting YouTube? Were you nervous, and what were your opinions, and did you have doubts?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
I was encouraging my wife for about a year, I think, before she did it. She would always watch YouTube videos. She would sit in the bath and kind of go through the videos of her favorite YouTubers. And I told her when she expressed her interest in doing that, she would be amazing at it. I always knew she'd be great. She is great, so yeah.
He was the one that pushed me. There was no doubts or anything. I'm always the doubting one in the relationship. I'm the one who always usually has reservations or whatever about it, and he's always like the go-getter. So he was just pushing me to do it, and I wish that I would have started it sooner when he said, but I'm glad that I did, because it has been the biggest blessing, and I feel like I found where I should be. Like, this is it. This is my job. This is my career. Like, I love the space that I'm in, and I'm just really thankful that he was so passionate and stands behind me 100%.
She lives it. She's amazing.
How do you find time to have sex with 4 kids?
We are like sex ninjas.
Hey, if you have 4 kids, you have to be ninjas, right?
You just you sneak it in.
You
where
get a
you can
lock
sneak
on the
it
door. You get multiple locks on the door if your kids found out how to unlock the door.
Are they distracted long enough?
You give them an iPad.
Obviously in the evenings is it's actually hard in the evenings because we're both really tired after long days. She's up at 5:30 or 6 in the morning. I'm up after that, but we have very involved days. Chasing kids, doing our normal daily routine obviously is very tired. So at the end of the night, sometimes you're not always feeling it. So
Thankfully, at the moment, we both kind of work from home, so we can make things work.
make it happen.
What is the ideal timing for you to have your next baby? Do you like the age gaps between your boys, or would you change them at all? Well, as far as age gaps go, I didn't really have a choice between Carter and Cooper because Carter was from my first marriage. I was kind of really nervous or worried that I would never be able to give Carter a sibling. And I really wanted him to have a sibling. And I thought, if I get married way down the road, they're not even going to be close anymore. And then, lo and behold, I found this guy on Match.com. And, he already had Sydney, and they were just like, from the moment they met, pretty much inseparable. They're still like that to this day. And so he automatically got a sister, and then we surprisingly got pregnant with Cooper, and that was the biggest surprise of my life still to this day. So I was, that was kind of a shock. And they're 3 years apart, and then Cash was more planned than Cooper. And I love the age gap between Cooper and Cash. It is so sweet to see, I just feel like they're gonna have this really sweet bond. I mean, already, when they wake up from naps, they're the first ones to go to each other. Cash just loves it when Cooper wakes up in the morning. It is just so sweet, and I love their age gap. They're 20 months apart. And as far as the babies question, yeah, we plan on having one more, and that's it. So
on tape, you heard it. One more, that's all.
And ideal timing, I don't know.
Today? No, I'm ready whenever my wife is ready. So
Next year, maybe? I think this question is asked a lot, but how did you decide to leave your job and stay home, and do I plan on returning to nursing? I think we've answered. Everybody always wants to know this question, which is a total valid question. I left my job as a nurse to be a stay-at-home mom when I was almost ready to pop with Cooper. I left a few weeks before Cooper was born. He was born 2 weeks early, and I think I left probably a week or two before that. I had the best job. I had a wonderful job as a nurse, but I just really wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I worked nights at the time, and it was really hard. Working nights is hard on your family, hard on you, and I was just ready to be home with my kids for a little while. And then after Cooper was born is when I started YouTube, and it has really taken off for me, and this is exactly where I want to be, and I don't plan on going back to nursing.
She would work, a 7 to 7 shift, get off, and then
I was actually working 10 p.m. to 10 a.m.
Yeah. Right, so a little different in the schedule. And when she would get off, she would get Carter, and she would watch Carter all day, basically trying to sneak in naps when he took naps. So, sleep deprived, going back to work the next day on probably 3 or 4 hours of sleep.
It was hard.
Really
hard.
difficult on her. So I think she was great at her job, and she was wonderful for those families. But as soon as I had the opportunity at that point with a steady income to allow her to stay home, and I encouraged her during that time to see if YouTube could be something that she could make her job.
I actually didn't believe that it could be. I thought it would just be spending money here and there. Just, I made my own couple $100 here and there, and I didn't really expect it to turn into something that would be a real income for our family. And so I'm really thankful for that. Am I well known in my town because of YouTube?
We have had the occasion where we're walking and somebody recognizes her, and you know, they ask for pictures and stuff. So it's
It's happened a few times. You know, more than a few times, but like at least one every like 5 or 6 Target trips, I run into somebody that watches my YouTube channel. It's kind of cool to, you know, definitely interact with people who watch my videos, because I put them out there, but I never know, like, you know, I see the comments and stuff, but to actually be recognized like on a day-to-day basis is really cool.
I charge for signings and pictures, so.
What advice would I give other new YouTube moms? And I had a lot of people second this question, so I guess this is a popular question, but my channel didn't start out as a mommy YouTube channel. I started out doing hair tutorials and makeup tutorials, and that was just something that I really enjoyed doing. I've always really liked to do hair. I kind of tossed up the idea of like going to cosmetology school one day just to do hair. I don't know, it was just really fun. So I thought that I would just start out my channel and show people how to do certain hairstyles, and then I really enjoyed watching vlogs. Like, vlogs were just really entertaining to me, so I thought, hey, I'm gonna, you know, do some vlogs and just try it out. So I got a vlogging camera and I started putting vlogs up, and then I started doing, you know, just some other, I guess, mommy related videos. Not really on purpose, they were just things that pertain to my life. And then it just kind of took off from there. So I would say just start out doing it for yourself. Start out enjoying what you put out and not doing it for everybody else, because I was just doing hair tutorials because I really just genuinely enjoyed doing hair. And then I think people could see that I enjoyed what I was doing, and I don't know, I guess they liked my content and it took off. But just be patient with it, enjoy what you're doing, don't do it for the money, because that takes a really long time to come. So, sorry, my camera died, but anyways, just treat it like a job. If you're just gonna do it every now and then, your channel is probably not going to grow. Come on, honey. You have to go blow his nose. Is your nose better now? YouTube kind of sees who's posting often, and they have like this huge algorithm that I still do not understand fully, but when they see you posting often, they kind of boost your channel a little bit. So you just really have to keep putting content out there, and not just, you know, every now and then, if you really want it to be a serious thing for you or for you and your family. So he is trying to get me to start a course on how to become a YouTuber. Is that what I am? Mm-hmm. So, okay. He's really good at putting that kind of stuff together. I have the information. I have a lot of knowledge.
Experience.
And I have completely replaced my nursing income with YouTube. And I feel like there's probably a lot of people out there that would like to do the same. So if you guys are interested in something like that, let me know below. It's still up in the air. He's really trying to convince me. I'm really on the fence about it. If you guys are interested, let me know below in a course like this, and then, you know, we can kind of see where it goes from there. But he's the one trying to talk me into it. So
I just see that a lot of people, you know, I read comments and people say, you know, I want to start my YouTube channel, or I'm starting my YouTube channel, you're my inspiration. And I see how she goes about a business of YouTube. And, you know, our family has benefited from it. She's got a lot of knowledge and experience that I think she should share with everyone, because I'd love for somebody else's passion to turn into a business like her passion has turned into a business.
So I think we're gonna go ahead and stop here. I have already gone through 2 memory cards of questions, so I hope that answered most of them for you guys. I just never have enough time to answer all of these questions, and I would love to sit here forever, but I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to watch an hour-long video. I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for watching my channel and, you know, following along in our family's journey. It really means so much to the both of us. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you are new. Hit the little bell button next to the subscribe button. That way you're notified when I upload new videos. I've had a lot of people saying that they're not getting notified when I upload, which is so irritating, and I think it has something to do with you. I don't know. It's not my fault, but go ahead and hit it. That way it like disables the notifications, and then hit it again. That way it kind of reactivates it, and maybe that will work for you. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. You have anything you want to say?
Thank you.
Bye guys.